to the Man Cave, located here at Wistful Vistas, the Coopermans in beautiful suburban San Diego, California. As you can see, it's a beautiful day outside, and part of me is jealous I'm not out there riding this thing and running around. I did get a great ride in yesterday, however, so I don't feel too bad. Went out to Ramona, rode around. Tony Thunder worked great as per expected, and it was a wonderful day of riding. So today is a little catch up on a project that I had been contemplating for quite a bit. Those of you who watched that video will recall that when I replaced the original windshield with the aftermarket PUIG unit, it involved removing these fascia panels here on the front of the machine. And when I did, I discovered on this left-hand side that there is indeed a power takeoff. There's a provision for a power takeoff there. A little further research and I found that Piaggio makes a kit. It's not specifically labeled a Tuono kit, but they do make a kit for taking advantage of such a power takeoff. So what we're going to do today, I purchased that kit, by the way. So what we're going to do today is a couple of steps. First, I'm going to remove that left-hand fascia again, and then we're going to test that power takeoff using the Piaggio adapter to see if indeed it is functioning. If it's functioning, under what condition does the machine have to be on, or will it power while it's off? I have a suspicion it needed to be powered on to be functioning. But if we determine it's functioning, then I've got a spare fascia unit I ordered from AF1 Racing in Austin, Texas, and I'm going to cut an access hole in that spare unit, mount the Piaggio adapter unit, and hopefully, if all goes well, we'll have a full functioning power takeoff on the front of this magnificent 2017 Aprilia Tuono factory version. Anyhow, stand by. It promises to be quite an adventure. Here are the parts I ordered to accomplish that power takeoff. We'll catalog them at the beginning of the video here. The first is the feed-through. This is accompanied with the replacement left-hand fascia. So what we need to do is cut a hole. I'm not sure if that's going to show up there, but we're going to try and cut a hole in this area here to allow the power feed through to come through. And then ultimately here is the adapter itself. This is what will allow us to take the power and turn it into a useful source. So here's the part that attaches to the interior side of the machine, and here is the USB takeoff. The part numbers I have listed for these, number one is 1D002258, and you know it says Piaggio Aprilia. This one is very difficult to read actually, but it's 1B001591. I'll verify that. I'll go ahead and verify that. And this last piece, this part number here is, got to get it in the sunlight so I can see it, is 2B003490. Sorry for that little phone beep, but that's the replacement left-hand side. And at the same time, I ordered some replacement screws here because these things have a habit of popping off or getting stripped, jumped around. So I thought it'd be a good idea to have some spares here. By the way, these things are so expensive, it's crazy. I don't know. I guess they have to charge a certain amount just to make it worthwhile to handle them and ship them all the way from Italy to Austin, Texas to me, but doggone, I think they're about $2 a piece, US dollars. So, but anyway, I've got them, I paid it, and like I say, we shall now begin the teardown process on the originally installed left-hand fascia. Okay, first job is to remove the two outer fairing nuts. Not sure you can see these, but this one here and this one here. Note again, I'm still using this same monster screwdriver. Yes, YouTubers, I haven't found a replacement for it, but I love this magnetic end capability. If anyone can find me a shorter distance one of these, it'd be much appreciated. I'm going to remove the bottom one first. That's probably the hardest for you to see. Let's see if I can adjust the camera angle here to get you a better look. How's that? I'm going to do some experiment. That looks like you can see okay. So we're going to remove the two outer ones first, two Phillips heads. And that is if I can get that thing started. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. Got to keep a little pressure on the end of it, of course, so as not to lose it. Got it. Number one. Let's do number two. We'll be removing a total of 5 screws in this process. Slide that down to catch the magnetic piece. Come on. Let go. There we go. 2 screws removed. Note, now we can pull this off, and that exposes the screws that we have to remove to get off this fascia piece. 1, 2, and 3. Again, I'm going to keep those screws inside here. Once again, just from the standpoint of keeping it neat, and I'll remember where each piece goes. So we're going to start with the outer one. That is this one right here. Again, I'm hoping you can see this. A lot of moving parts here. Don't get mad. Slide that down to engage the magnet. Come to me. Number 3 screw is out. Going to keep that there. They're all the same size. Now we have to do the upper one here. Can you see it? Sometimes with a Phillips head, the screwdriver will pop out. You'll end up ruining the top of the Phillips head. Got to keep some downward pressure on this to get it to release. Okay, it's coming, and now we don't need to keep so much pressure on it. Gauge the magnet. There you are. Voila. Now, this third little guy back in here is a bit of a challenge. Hoping you can see this. Let me adjust up a little bit there. Hopefully you can see this. This is the third and last screw we must remove. It's in at an oblique angle, and that renders it the challenge to remove. Got it. 1, 2, 3. Now on, put that back over there. Now on live television, I'm going to put the screwdriver down. Let's see if we can get this outer shell to let go here. There it goes. Now that didn't hurt anything, did it? By the way, I noticed, I'm not sure if this is going to come out, I noticed they actually have a little bit of a relief in the mold here that I think corresponds with the piece that's supposed to go through it. So that might be a cutting guide for where that goes. In any case, the piece we're looking for is right here. Put this down over there, that down over there. Here is our power takeoff. It's got a little nest to sit into there that they put it in at the factory. and kind of a challenge to get it out. There it is. There's our power takeoff. So next step is to see if this thing is live. Are you live? Stand by. All right, as we continue our quest, are you live? There is the power takeoff. There's a little tabbed enclosure over the top of it. We lift that over, pull it out, and there are the wires themselves. I'm not sure all this is going to come out. Please come out. Please, please. So there are the live wires. Here is the adapter piece. Can you see it? Can you see me? So we are going to put the adapter piece on. It can only go one way because this piece defines it in there. We're going to put the adapter piece on just like this. There we go. Now we're going to see if this thing is live. So stand by. This is getting interesting. So naturally one of the things you need is a USB cable if you're going to check on USB. So I've got a Apple USB cable here. Let's just check mechanical fit at first, see if all that works. And yes, it does. That works. All right, next step to see if it's powered live with the machine turned off. Okay, so it does fit mechanically. We've ascertained that. We have this whole little apparatus put together. And if I plug it into my iPhone 7 Plus, absolutely nothing happens. So it's obviously not live with the machine turned off. So I'm going to unplug it because I don't think it would be wise to start the machine with it plugged in. Don't know why, just caution tells me not to do that. And we'll start it up and then plug it in and see if it's live with the machine turned on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. We're going to fire up Tony here. I've got him on an engine stand. So I'm going to give him some support. Here's the beautiful key and my GP Motorcycles key fob. Beautiful, isn't it? And we're going to put the key into the ignition, turn it over. There we go. It's going to get noisy here, so I'm not sure you'll be able to hear all this as I fire it up, but stand by. Got it running. Let's see if we get action here. Okay, that proves a point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we've discovered is that this power port right here, I'm going to take it back out around this way, is indeed wired. However, it is not active with the machine off. So the machine has to be running before we get power through the port. But when it is running, there is power at the USB port for your electronic device. I say smartphone, but in any case for your electronic device. So phase one of the experiment's over. It's there, it works. Next step will be to cut the plastic so that we can have access to this while we're out riding the bike actually, and we'll go from there. I'll try to chronicle my cutting of the plastic piece so that perhaps that'll be of use to everyone as well. So actually, guys, I have a reversible drill here, and always pays to look. I actually had the reversible drill set on reverse, so this stuff actually does drill very, very easily. Watch. Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is Swiss cheese this a lot and see if I can't get a little bit of a brake going. I don't own a Dremel tool. Pity me. Pity me, I don't own a Dremel tool. What kind of a backyard mechanic that screws things up doesn't own a Dremel tool? But I don't. So I'm going to use this now going in the right direction. It drills in quite easily. I couldn't understand it. I had it on reverse. Here's my reverse latch here. Right there. So I am now going to keep it going in the right direction. I'm going to Swiss cheese this up and see if I can't get in there with a blade, a thin blade, and start carving it out. Obviously, I don't want to make it look too ugly. And if we look on the other side here, it is kind of coming apart. But we're going to get it all started and then do a fine finish with the blade. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the completed piece. Not using my phone here, hope you can see that. I spared you a lot of the gory details getting this in there. Once I got the drill working in the correct direction, the plastic was indeed very soft. And I used a combination of drills and some grinder bits to square in the hole. And the grommet's going to mean that this is waterproof. I was contemplating maybe backing it up with a little silicone. I may do that yet. But that's the completed piece. I think it is going to work out pretty nicely, as a matter of fact. My only concern is how much excess wire is back here, and if this is all going to fit. Let's go back over to the machine here for a second. Here's the part that we're trying to get up to. Hope you can see that. And I'm hoping all that can fit underneath there as we put that fascia back down. But not too bad. There you go. I just wanted to spare you some of the final details in grinding because it's kind of like your parents making love. It was a beautiful outcome. It was you, but some things you just don't want to see. So I took that under advisement. But it's in. I think it's pretty nice. Final detail, look at what I used to actually do the work. 2 drill bits. I use these to start in the middle and drill around the edges and get this fine drill bit close to the edges as I could. I use this to rough out the approximate shape, and this old file, really an old guy, was used to flatten and put the corners in. This is great for putting the corners in, a little triangular file. And a fine little screwdriver to pry up the rubber so it went in there. So that's part of the tool list, and of course the screwdrivers that I used. All right, next step is to put it in. Okay, looking down at the unit. Let's see, I think that's looking down at the unit. There it is. I just pulled the whole panel out. Darn it. Anyway, the whole panel. Pulled the whole panel out. Looking down at the unit, what we're doing here is checking for clearance. And we've got it. I'm going to have to get clever with the USB cable that comes out of it. However, I'm not too sure how we're going to accomplish that part, but we will. We'll get that in there. Anyway, we've got clearance from the other items. USB cable is itself rather small. Okay, we have clearance. We're going to button it. So we're operating right now. Not sure if you're going to hear this, but it's hooked in. And the electronic flash is going on, so it's charging. It's live, it's all working. We've got clearance. The whole issue is, of course, going to be we're going to have to find the right length of charge cable and set that in there so that the bike has room to move. We've got too much now, of course. And that is the name of that tune. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Thanks, Aprilia, for putting the parts in there. No thanks for letting us know it was available in the first place and that we could use it. But anyhow, it's in. There's charging power and nice little discovery. Talk to you all later.